The least surprising thing ever just happened. Manchester City have won the Premier League for a record 4th time in a row. No team has ever done this. 6 title wins in 7 years. This is a farmer, and this is a farmers league. And they never gave Arsenal a chance here too. Within 2 minutes of the final match day, Foden had wrapped up the title, and you could see that word had gotten to the Arsenal players as they just seemed dejected after that. They even conceded shortly after that thanks to a Declan Rice deflection. Hats off to Tomiyasu, because once he equalized, they started playing their game again. I don't really want to talk about the actual matches too much in this video, as they were just formalities to me. We all knew what was going to happen. Both teams won in the end, and City lifted the trophy. This video is a bit more of a rant than anything else, so let's briefly talk about the conclusion of the 23-24 Premier League. Hello everyone, hope we're all doing well. I'm Tinashe, welcome back to the channel. So this video isn't going to be like most of my other videos because this one isn't scripted. If you don't know, almost every single other video on this channel is scripted to a T. For this video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I just wanted to hop on here and kind of talk about the final match day of the season, which I thought was a very interesting one. So what I have over here are a bunch of bullet points, and we're just going to go through them one by one. There is going to be a longer, unopinionated review video of all of the top 5 European leagues in a couple of weeks. It's going to come after the Champions League final, but for now, this one's going to have a little bit of opinion sprinkled in here and there. So I was watching 3 matches on this final match day. It was Man City West Ham, Arsenal Everton, and United Brighton. So my attention was a little bit scattered. And on top of all of that, I'm in Austria right now. And I guess the Austria Sky broadcast is the same as the Germany Sky broadcast, because there was a lot of a focus on Jurgen Klopp and the Liverpool match, even though, you know, the title decider was between Arsenal and Man City in their respective matches. So there was that happening too. On to the champions, Manchester City. It's just not fair anymore, is it? Liverpool have had their best run in the Premier League over the past 6 or 7 years. On 3 separate occasions, they finished with 92 points or more and have only won once. And now the guy that made it all possible is gone. Arsenal have now become a heavyweight and have had their best run in the league for the past almost 20 years. This season, they've improved greatly too. It's ironic that it took one of Guardiola's students to make it happen. I remember making a video around match day 29 around the end of March, where Manchester City had just drawn to Arsenal and Liverpool in back-to-back matches, and the difference on the table between those 3 teams was only 1 point, with Arsenal and Liverpool ahead of Manchester City. And there were no games in hand at that time too, so there was no advantage for City in that respect. The points tally for all those teams was around the mid-60s at that point, and I remember saying back then that the winner, or at least the ultimate winner of the league, would likely go unbeaten for the remainder of the season. City never won a game by less than a 2-goal margin, and they scored 33 goals in those remaining 9 games. Arsenal only dropped points once by losing to Aston Villa. They lost the title by 2 points in the end. These are the margins we're talking about. This team is just a cheat code, and they have so much quality in every single area. Remember earlier on the season when everyone thought Phil Foden's form was just a flash in the pan and that he wasn't going to win any of the major individual awards? It's a different story now, isn't it? And he could very well snatch up all of those major awards too. And then we have Rodri, who along with Foden scored in this final game. Things just work when he's on the pitch. He's maybe the best player on the planet, this guy. Erling Haaland has been labeled as missing so often this season. People saying that he's not cut out for the league or some such nonsense like that, labeling him a bum, saying he's completely washed. But a lot of people haven't actually taken the time to look at the fact that Man City have employed a much more conservative approach to their play this season. Those long through balls that he was getting last year, he doesn't get them anymore because of a change in play style. And yet he's still managed to get 27 goals in the league. He is truly finished, and I feel so bad for Man City. So bad. Truly. And on top of all of that, Kevin De Bruyne has pretty much been an afterthought this year. He's only played 17 games, yet he's made 10 assists. But on the real, I see no end to Man City's domination. They're just too much of a force. Guardiola's too good, and the organization of the team is too good too. We can say that these charges are overwhelming and that we can't actually disregard them, which I agree, we can't. But at the same time, we have to acknowledge that any other manager in Guardiola's position They're not winning 6 Premier Leagues out of 7. It's just not happening. Guardiola's done it in Spain. He's done it in Germany. He's continually doing it in England. It's time to prove to all of us that he can do it in Italy. Please. And speaking of the charges, Jurgen Klopp, who didn't seem to care about any repercussions on his final days as Liverpool manager, mentioned him in the lead up to the final day. He spoke about how everybody knows about these charges, but that, it doesn't really matter because you need a lot more than just money to be this successful. And he's a pretty good example of that too. You can't simply buy the charisma, aura, and leadership that comes with a Jurgen Klopp type character. He's truly one of a kind. I can really see why those players and fans were bawling their eyes out, and like I said, I was watching the Austria broadcast, so I was getting a lot of images of those things happening. And make no mistake, Liverpool had a great season, I would say. A lot of people seem to forget that Liverpool weren't even supposed to be challenging this season. They revamped their entire midfield, which Klopp has relied on as the heartbeat of his team on so many occasions, and they revamped the entire team in a lot of ways, and yet they still managed to get 82 points in the league. In a transitional year, that's not that bad, I think. The return to form of Virgil van Dijk and the continued form of Mohamed Salah has been fantastic to watch, and we'll always have the legendary Klopp's Kids commentary from Gary Neville for all the years to come. I don't know much about Arne Slot, but he seems to be highly regarded. Even still, when a manager takes over from a legendary manager at a club the size of Liverpool, you very seldom see a positive result. Plus, this is going to be a very transitional period for this club where we might see the likes of Van Dijk, Salah, maybe even Alexander-Arnold leave the club because of all the change that's going on. So the natural cynic in me is inclined to think that he won't have as high of an impact as many may hope he will. But having said all of that, I'd like to remind you all of 3 things. Number 1, I don't know very much about the guy. Number 2, I'm a Man United fan, so I guess my opinion doesn't really matter anyway. And number 3, I'm just a random idiot on the internet with a microphone. Of course I don't know what I'm talking about. Speaking of Manchester United, you know what? This isn't the time or the place. I'm having a good day today. 2nd place Arsenal, 89 points, their 2nd highest points tally in Premier League history. Tell any random Arsenal fan 2 seasons ago that this is where they would be at this point, and I guess they would probably say they expected it, but I don't think that they actually did. Hats off to Mikel Arteta. He's managed to have a fantastic season with Arsenal yet again, and he's kept up the pressure with Pep Guardiola while doing it with a full head of hair. I mean, I can say so many good things about this team. Declan Rice, signing of the season, I think, in the Premier League at the very least. Martin Odegaard is continually impressive. Saliba is so good. Assuming they're able to brush it off and go again next season, I expect another strong title push. This time with some solid lessons learned. If they manage to improve again like they did this year, 3rd time might be the charm. Overall, I really did enjoy this Premier League season. There was a lot of twists and turns, and even though I make jokes about Farmers League, this and that, it really was competitive, right up until the final day. And Aston Villa are in the Champions League. Like I said, we're gonna have a full European top 5 leagues review in a couple weeks time after the Champions League final, where we're gonna talk about the Evertons, the Lutons, the Villas, the Spurs, everything like that, so you can watch out for that one. And there we have it. Like I said, just a short video I wanted to hop on. I had a couple of thoughts to get out, and we've done that. Let me know what you guys thought about the Premier League season and how it turned out. That's all for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you're having a great day. Cheers, and I will catch you in the next one.